Hi there everyone, I'm Jay, it's good to see you again, and I am about to get hands-on with F1 Manager 24, creating my own team, hopefully by the end of this very mini series of videos, scoring some points as the 11th team on the Formula 1 grid. We all dream of getting into F1 in some capacity, whether that's as a driver, staff travelling around the world, or owning our own Formula 1 team. Well, we can fulfill one of those racing dreams and turn it into reality as we take our first steps into F1 Manager 2024's Create a Team mode. We will design our team livery and logo, explore our origins, and sign key sponsors as we add them to our car and race suits. This is a F1 Manager 2024 development build, so game assets and ratings are not final. Let me know in the comment section underneath if you're going to be bringing back a classic team to use for your creator team, or do you have your own original story and plan? Maybe you want to make a fictitious feeder team for another team, or maybe you just want to be a parent company to Haas, or dare I say it, Andretti? Or are you going to be skipping this mode and just playing the standard game of F1 Manager 23? Let me know in the comments underneath, I want to know. But after a message from a past me, we'll finally get into F1 Manager 24. Like the content? Throw the video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share. Thumbs ups and likes help spread the video around the algorithm and recommends them to users similar to your amazing selves. In the video description below, click the links and follow the content we stream on Twitch, as well as joining the Discord and following on Twitter/X. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the video.
Formula 1. A new season and a new dawn as a brand new team lines up on the grid. That means an even harder challenge to secure that coveted championship silverware, as the on-track action is turned right up to 11. We're ready for excitement ahead as the teams return to the drawing board in the battle to end Red Bull's dominance. They'll need to balance their aspirations for high performance with the risk of pushing too far and inviting catastrophic failures out on the track. With many drivers on the last year of their contracts, team principals will need to ensure that they're kept in the right mindset across the whole season, as well as managing sponsor demands and protecting their most valuable assets from the prying eyes of their rivals. As a new competitor enters the fray, anything is possible. This is Formula 1.
First things first is the team profile screen. Here you can choose the origin of your team. Origin, in short, is a story and scenario should you wish to accept it. Each scenario has its different team ratings, driver ratings, staff as well, or you can jump straight in and create everything from scratch. While staff wise we're going to keep everything as it is, for the drivers we're going to go for a dynamic which is used quite a bit over the years in Formula 1. That is one experienced driver with a youngster coming through. Now, I fought long and hard, nearly went for Bottas, but you know what? I just felt the Hulk was the perfect older driver for our youngster to learn from. Now, youngster is going to be Liam Lawson. The highly rated Red Bull prospect should have, in my opinion, an F1 seat by now, so we are going to be the ones to give it to him. Behind every great F1 team is a fantastic engine to boot. Now, you're not going to see any new engines for this season at least, as we still have our original Ferrari, Renault, Honda and Mercedes. For the sake of the save that we're doing in this early access, we have gone with Red Bull. Though I do wish that with a creator team we had a chance to perhaps invent an engine manufacturer as well. And whilst I'm only going to take a few seconds in the car livery design part, I have a feeling that you lot at home are going to end up spending, like I probably will when the game comes out, a few hours with so many presets available, as well as so much customization for you to do as well once you pick your sponsors. I cannot wait to see how creative everyone starts getting with their cars, suits and their logo. logo I had already created, so here's one I made earlier. So Arrow's F1 have returned to the Formula 1 grid, with Nico Hulkenberg feeling extremely positive about this, unlike Liam Lawson, who I suppose he kind of wanted to be with someone a little bit better, but Liam, we're going to do fantastic, I promise. With the new mentality feature in F1 Manager 24, we'll just have to perform well in races and monitor the mentality to make sure Liam doesn't get poached by another team. So welcome to the sponsor negotiation part of F1 Manager. These are going to be the brands which are going to be appearing on your car however you want them to. You have a main sponsor that's going to be giving you a massive chunk of funding for the season. All these are done via upfront payments, engagement with your drivers and your sponsors, race day performances, and then performance reliance as well. Each sponsor has something different to offer in these departments, and optional sponsors, these will also show up on your car but also give smaller little bonuses as well throughout your season. So thank you energy drinks and crypto, we're now absolutely loaded. Now don't panic with the fact that once you've added all these sponsorship logos on, they are all completely different colours, none of them match the car, as you can change these, including to if you want them to be just black or white coloured sponsors. As well as being able to change the colours, you can change the positions, the sizes and the angles of the sponsors too, which gives you full customization as to how you want your title challenger to look come first race of the season. It's all well and good that the sponsor logos look great on your car, but you also have to hold up your end of the deal when it comes to sponsor plans. Sponsor plans are engagements that you may remember from the start of the season on previous F1 Manager games, especially when it comes to driver appearances and merchandising. Pretty much the same thing here, apart from your engineers get involved, and even your affiliates can have their own sponsor events as well. Once you've built up enough engagement, then you have met your targets to make your sponsors happy throughout the season. Be careful what you choose though, as some of these will have effects on not just your driver and staff's mentality, but also their performance on race weekends and their development. The post-Bahrain testing results have indicated that we've got a pretty average car when it comes to the rest of the grid, so getting ourselves in the points means we're going to have to work a little bit harder, but with the experience that we have on our side, plus the talent of Liam Lawson, I think we'll be absolutely fine. The preparation for the race weekend has also gone a little bit of a change here, as you set race targets for each of your drivers, which affect and can sometimes boost as well as negatively impact their mentalities. But without further ado, it is now finally time to start the new season.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the grid is set to grow. A new season is upon us as Formula 1 returns to the Middle East.
So practice hasn't changed too much, apart from you no longer have just one reserve driver. If you have multiple affiliates, you can get them all in the cars at once for P1. In this development build, quite a lot of the other teams are using affiliates. I do feel this might get patched. In my opinion, first weekend of this new season, I don't expect any teams to be using any of their affiliates at all. According to the development build, it looks like the same mini games with the tyre camber, toe out, etc. for car setup are going to be remaining the same. There might be some tweaks to the difficulty, but once again, development build, this could change. You can already see with the drivers on show on the left hand side, there's quite a few abbreviations of names that you're sure to recognise from Formula 2 and maybe even Formula 3. One of the new features though on these screens is the new helicopter cam. I won't lie to you, I absolutely love it. It really gives off that old school motorsport manager feel to the game. However, unfortunately, you can't zoom in and out, and you cannot change the angles, as far as I know, to which way the helicopter cam will be pointing. Another thing to note, by the looks of it, as game assets are not final, affiliate drivers when getting into each car will have, just like other F1 Manager games, a helmet that matches the theme of the team that they are driving for. For those new to F1 Manager, you send your cars out to practice until you get 5 points of feedback. Once back in the garage, you can see your driver's feedback to certain parts, and it is up to you to change the sliders, which all affect different parts in any different combination of ways to get completely optimal feedback, 100%. We found in previous games 97 gives you optimal setup satisfaction as well. In this build, that seems to be exactly the same case. Now on my own Twitch and YouTube streams, when it comes to F1 Manager, we usually do practice 1, then in between the rest of the practice sessions we set up the car and simulate the sessions, making any changes to the car in between those in our bid to try and get to 100%. Of course, you can play the game however you want, so if you want to take control of the practice sessions, you do you, there's nothing wrong with that. It's finally time just to see how good we are compared to the rest of the field. Qualifying time, just a few more tweaks to do to the car to try and get to it as close to 100% as possible, and then we shall get out onto track.
5, 4.
A little bit of a rocky start, but with 2 of the runs done, we are just surviving with at least Hulkenberg. So with our last one, hopefully we can get both drivers. there we go, Lawson up to into 13th. Let's do what we can to get ourselves into Q2. A little bit of a lock up there from Lawson is possibly going to affect the tyres that we're going to have available for us in Q2. I do like to reuse old tyres. But onto the last final lap. Can we get it? Hulkenberg just holding on, and we do. Just wait for Albon and Gasly, and hopefully if they don't manage to get better times than Lawson, we have both of our cars into Q2, and we have both of our cars into Q2. Amazing. As you saw for a flash of a second just there, Q2 wasn't really too much to write home about as we finished rock bottom of that one, but it gives us a nice midfield battle to fight through for race day.
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
Bahrain is known for high tyre degradation, as the asphalt here is so abrasive. The drivers are facing many low to medium speed corners, and any heavy braking will inevitably take its toll on the tyres. The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Now I can't remember from the old F1 Manager games, but I'm pretty sure you only got a plan A, plan B and plan C when it comes to your tyre strategy, so it's a welcome addition to see a 4th one in there, as I'm not much of a strategy man writing them from scratch, but at least with 4 different presets there, those who are more casual players can just jump straight in with whatever strategy they want. New for this season's game that you just saw for a little second there, you can now simulate the races. For the streams on Twitch and YouTube, that's going to be absolutely invaluable for me.
You're witnessing a new chapter in Formula 1 as 11 teams line up on the grid. And here's George Russell, focusing on the race ahead of him.
There's plenty to work with starting 8th. With the right calls, they could even make up a place or two.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. This is it. 22 cars on the grid. And it's lights out, and away we go.
The helicopter cam just there looking absolutely glorious on race starts. What wasn't a glorious race start though was Hulkenberg dropping down quite a few places. Lawson though jumping up to 12th. Where our original plan as the older driver is going to be our main point scorer here, it looks like actually Lawson could be bang on the money for points finish first race in the season. All Lawson has to do is not battle with Magnussen too much and just keep within striking distance of Stroll and Tsunoda, and maybe, just maybe in this mini series that we're doing for F1 Manager 2024, just maybe we can get Arrows some F1 points on their re-debut first racing. And with us coming up to our pit box window for Lawson, we make what is our first big mistake of the race. With mechanical failures now more prevalent in F1 Manager 24, this includes the likeliness of you getting a puncture. Usually around 30% left on the tyres. You'll be looking at massive losses in speed and times with your laps, but this also massively increases your chances of unfortunately getting a puncture, which will all but ruin your race if you're only just outside the point zone. Our next mistake, however, was we don't really get to see too much towards the beginning of the season, but usually later on, especially on triple headers, 3 race weekends in a row, where your pit crew are just absolutely shattered. A mistake during the pit stop, and a double stack pit stop at that, has ultimately completely ruined our race. The only thing that could give us any chance of getting back in is a well-timed virtual safety car, or even just a regular safety car. You know what?
Copy.
There's just no hope for Hulkenberg now. I've accepted it. His Bahrain Grand Prix is just not going to go to plan, no matter what I try.
Copy.
We actually get a decent stop for Liam Lawson with about 20 laps to go, but coming back out onto the track in 16th, I think it's fair to say that his Grand Prix is pretty much done at this point as well. A lot to take in and accept for this first Grand Prix, but with it, we'll learn. We will learn. But we made sure to give Magnussen a good whack towards the end of the race, just as a nice revenge hit, and a way of saying thank you for helping us lose the draft to Stroll and Tsunoda earlier in the race.
We can just focus on charging a pack.
No penalties given, you absolute beauty.
Nico Hulkenberg with what can only be described as a disastrous outing.
You know, I don't think many would have expected to see them finishing outside the top 10. They'll be aiming much higher than that, I assure you.
And Carlos Sainz heading up to the podium now, the Spaniard adding another to his record.
Their first win of the season, and the team looking on will be very proud, I'm sure.
Well, at least we scored points in the DHL fastest pit stop, which at the end of the season, if we were a team struggling with money, would be a nice little bonus there. Speaking of bonuses, race target for Liam Lawson achieved, so he gets a little bit of extra moolah to play with. Thank you all so much for checking out my first look at the Creator Team mode in the upcoming F1 Manager 2024. If you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the remaining episodes. Although Bahrain wasn't our best performance, hopefully next video when we go to Saudi Arabia we can get on the right track, hopefully start winning some points for Arrows. See you all next video, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please make sure you take care of each other.